Hi Jules Cruise Companion, or Exploring Jordan with Jules. How has my life changed since I came to Jordan? How has my life changed since I came to Jordan? Now that I have bought my own property, I have a lot more relaxed environment that I can just basically come home to and relax. I can choose what I want to eat without having to go to a restaurant. I can go to the supermarket. I can make whatever I want. One of the things that I have to be vigilant about being in my own property is that the hot water system is an electronic system, and to both save hot water and save electricity, I just turn on the hot water about half an hour before I'm going to need it. Clearly, today was hair wash day. And then I turn it off. So that's just an economy that I do that I didn't do back home in Australia. The other things that I have changed since I came to live in Jordan is air quality. In that first couple of weeks when I got here, I was struggling with a bit of sinus and runny nose and bleeding nose with the dry heat coming into summer. Summer will start next month. And so what I had to do was I went and bought a couple of air purifiers, and I have one in the lounge room and one in the bedroom, and I put them on incrementally. The one in the lounge room, because our smoke's in this space, the filter, it's about 3 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks, has changed colour, so clearly it's working. And the one in the bedroom is only fresh and new and less than a week old, so its filter still looks pretty amazing. And I just put that on for a couple of hours each day. The other things that I have changed for me is I now use an UVC, an ultraviolet C light, regularly throughout the house, twice a week in the kitchen and the lounge room and the bedroom, and every second night in the bathroom, because the bathroom doesn't get much direct sunlight, because it's law here that every bathroom window has to be frosted, so it doesn't allow any natural light to come into the space. So mold is a huge problem here in Amman in Jordan. So I do UVC for between 45 minutes and 3 hours every second night, just to decrease the potential for mold spores. And the other thing that I have done temporarily, because that bathroom is going to be gutted come beginning of next year, is just painted over the mold, just so that I don't look at that every time I go into the space. I am keeping a vigilant eye on where I think the mold is breaking through, but at the moment that's been over a week, probably 2 weeks now since that mold was covered. So yeah, and I'm not really doing much about the mold around the bathtub itself, because that's going to be gutted. What else has changed about my life? Because I'm in a pretty small space and I needed an office area, I designed a writing desk, an armoire, and I had that custom built. So that has been a great improvement. Even though I'm in a very small space, I do have now additional storage and a writing desk that is disguised. The other thing that always disturbs me was the amount of shoes when you came through the door, because you take your shoes off, your outside shoes off, and have inside shoes, soft shoes or socks. So that disturbed me, and we looked and looked and looked, and there was nothing that we really wanted. Wall-mounted black boxes from IKEA, fine. But what we did when we were getting the custom-made armoire for the writing desk, I just got the guy to make a cupboard for the shoes. So that has been mounted. So that is a little bit different from what my life is like in Australia. Another thing that I don't have in Australia is a television. Initially, when I purchased this property, it had 2 televisions, but then one accidentally fell off the wall because somebody was trying to do maintenance on it and didn't put it back on the wall properly, so it fell off and it crashed. So the plan is eventually to have the TV that's in the lounge room go into the bedroom and to get a larger 75 centimetre TV for the lounge room, because I think somebody's eyes are getting pretty poor and they can't actually see a regular size TV. So we have been to a couple of shops. We know the price, we know the size for what we will end up getting. So what is different for me here in Amman compared to Australia is I don't have a TV in Australia, and I have now had two, now have one, and will get another one. So I will have two TVs eventually here in Amman. Another thing that has changed for me here in Amman is when I go for my walk, and I try to walk for about an hour a day, is I have to stop smiling. I have to stop smiling and saying hello to people. That is just culturally not something that a white woman does, because it is culturally inappropriate at times. I get a fairly okay response from most women. Probably about 60% of women will smile back at me and say hello. Avoid all eye contact with men. Mostly when I walk and there's a man walking towards me, they will move onto the road or move onto the footpath as far away from me as possible so that they can pass, which is respectful and the thing to do. Please avoid all eye contact. I've got to keep reminding myself, stop smiling at people, because it gives potentially the wrong message. There is an idea that sometimes people just want to practice their English and that's the reason that they will speak to you. Sometimes it just feels creepy. So I have to stop saying hi, hello or good day to people as I am passing them when I'm out for my daily walk. Another thing that's a little bit different for me is I have to get used to nothing really happens on a Friday, at least until later in the day. The other thing is shops don't really open until 9:30, 10 o'clock, even a little bit later, but they do stay open until 10 o'clock or midnight. And so if you are wanting to go shopping, for example, for electronic goods or anything like that, for cars, for just anything, you go late in the day and into the early evening to go and do some of your business that you want if you want to purchase something. But all government offices are pretty much 8:30 to 4 and a little bit earlier on a Thursday so that they can get off for the weekend, Friday, Saturday. And the other thing is getting a little unique is Sunday is the Monday here. So the beginning of the working week is a Sunday. Sunday through to Thursday is the working week here. That's another thing that I've had to get used to living here in Amman in Jordan. So with this being my 14th, 15th visit here to Amman, now that I've purchased here, I'm actually semi-retired between Australia and Jordan. So the culture shocks are not as bad, not as traumatic, not as discombobulating, but they are just fun to notice, and I don't mind any of them at all. This is Julie, Jules Cruise Companion, or Exploring Jordan with Jules. So stay safe, everybody, and happy travels.